Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with Masters of the Universe Revelation, Episode 6. So, we come to the second half of the series, or at least the season, because we are supposed to be getting another season at some point. And we have, well, we have a shit situation going on, to put it lightly. Skeletor has won. Like, just straight fucking up. Because during the events of the past, Skeletor didn't fucking die. It was only Adam who died. Skeletor managed to seal himself off into Evelyn's staff before he could die, and was just biding his time. So once they reforged the sword and were about to, bring magic back to Eternia, he pops back out and is like Ashton Kutcher and Punked or whatever the fuck it's called. Just popping out, impaling Adam, who just came back from the dead, and taking over by using this sort of power for himself. Evelyn has turned her back on the heroes, as we always knew she would. And yeah, shit is fucked. So with Skeletor wielding the Sword of Power, and with him having already been pretty strong just normally, this is a pretty dire situation. How are we going to be able to stop him? There's a lot of questions, and we still have half a season to figure it out. So we should just get this started, We'll probably do 2 episodes for the finale. I don't know if the finale is actually like a 2-parter, but we might do 2 episodes anyways, just because I tend to do that a lot. But the rest of these are probably just going to still be 1 episode at a time. But either way, let's just get this going. We'll figure all that out as we continue on. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirects and go to the description below. Follow a link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, okay, the spark was always inside Adam. I can get that. That makes sense, because it was talked about, like, every so often there's one hero chosen out of all of creation to wield this power, right? So, yeah, he was the hero chosen, not Skeletor. Skeletor can use the Sword of Power and gain that power, but he's not chosen. Therefore, no matter what, he's not going to be as strong as He-Man was. Like, it's implied that He-Man had not only the Sword of Power's power, but also a natural-born, destined power of his own. And, yeah, He-Man could have done what Skeletor is doing now, but he chose not to, because that's not the kind of person Prince Adam is. So, because Adam has that spark, he can still call upon the natural power by using the words and everything. And it turned him into like sort of like He-Man, but like more primal. It looks like some kind of primal He-Man. That's wild and unexpected. Okay, um, what's that going to do though? Like, how's he going to compare to how he used to be, and how is he going to compare to Skeletor in terms of power here? I I have no fucking clue where that's going. I really don't know. But I'm definitely excited to find out. Like that was a good cliffhanger. That was a good ending. Um, but it wasn't the only twist we had in this episode. This episode started out with one revealing to us that the sorceress is Tila's mother and Duncan's lover. We don't know if they're like actually like husband and wife, if they were ever married, but presumably so. But it never actually says one way or the other. All we know is that the sorceress and Duncan were lovers. They had a baby together. That was Tila, and then she, presumably, what she did there was she imbued herself with Eternian magic, becoming the sorceress, and just, being kind of like this different person connected with the castle and everything, and just eh, never really revealed to anyone else who she was at that point. So Duncan's probably the only person who knew. I mean, up until, like, her death, in which case, like, everyone else who was still there, which is mainly just Skeletor, Beastman, and Evelyn, they found out, but yeah. And then Skeletor basically made Evelyn the new sorceress. It's like, oh yeah, you can never leave, but I'm just gonna use you and use your power to, spy on people and shit. And it's like, okay. And she did seem angry about that. And again, like I said in the reaction, it's like that makes sense because who wouldn't be angry like at being used by someone? That's not a good thing. Um, I guess a way to put it simply is like is bodily autonomy. It's like you want to have that autonomy within yourself to be able to, be yourself, to make your own decisions, to make um, your own path in life and everything. Just everything is your choice in your life. But if someone's using you and like guiding you into a specific direction, it takes away that autonomy. It takes away that sense of self. So yeah, it's going to be upsetting, even for someone evil like her. Um, so it's like it's unquestionable that she didn't like that, and I will I will give this. Maybe it will allow her to betray him. Maybe what he has done here will cause her to betray him, just if for no other reason than because she wants to see him fall. Do I think she'll become good? Honestly, no. I feel there's not really any real evidence to that. I don't think she'll become good. I think that she'll probably help defeat Skeletor. Probably by the end of the series, maybe for good. Like, actually, like, kill him. But then she'll become the new main villain. She'll become the new hotness. That's what I'm guessing. Like, she'll help them take him down, but only to that point. And only because he used her like this, which she doesn't like. We meet two new characters very briefly in this, um, who end up getting turned into monsters. And in order to protect themselves and possibly others, our heroes do have to kill them. And Jesus fuck, do they kill them. Like, by God. The deaths in this episode were pretty fucking brutal. Like, the casual way Skeletor, like, impales, the sorceress, it's like, Jesus. It's so casual, it kind of loops around to being very intense. It's intensely casual. But then the fact that, like, they use Andra's bombs and just blow those two into literal smoking corpses, it's just like, Jesus fuck. Like, you see their corpses, they're burnt, shriveled corpses, and it's like, oh my fucking God. That's, like, really fucking dark. And it's like, I get it. It's like this series is like, going dark, especially because of Skeletor having won. But my God, like that's a lot darker than just someone being impaled. Because we saw that already with Adam too. So it's like it might have been a little more shocking if we also hadn't seen Adam get impaled before. And it's just I just wasn't expecting that, okay? Like deaths and everything, fine. That can happen, but I was not expecting like I was not expecting these two to just be turned into husks, smoking, burnt, obliterated husks. And then it's like, oh, it gives us some hope. It's like, oh, their souls are going to Preternia because they were still noble heroes. Their souls were still pure. And then Skeletor's like, nope, bitches, you've been punked. I have their souls right here. I'm sending them to hell. And it's like, Jesus fuck. I get it. I get it. Skeletor won. This is the dark timeline. I understand. Okay? I get it. But Jesus fuck. This went like really fucking dark, really fucking quick. Like, God damn. And I said it in the reaction, but then it's like Adam and Skeletor just start having a laugh off, and it's like, you can't tell me that doesn't remind you of Polnareff and Whole Horse laughing at each other like that during JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders. Like, that is so similar. The only difference is, at the end of that, they say, I'm gonna kill you, and start, like, to attack each other. This time, it ends with Skeletor's just like, wait, why are we laughing? And Adam calling on the power even without the sword. So my guess with that though is like we see that he kind of looks primal, right? Kind of looks, I guess, like a caveman, to put it simply. Um, so what I'm thinking, and I think we've kind of been told this before, but the sword not just gives power, but is a conduit for that power. It controls it and allows you to control it. So what I'm thinking is Adam calling on the power without having that sword to control it, he's going to be out of control. He's going to turn into just a super powered beast and start like just attacking everything. I think he's going to attack everything, everyone. He's going to be completely out of control. and I'm basing this basically just on the design. The design, again, it's very primal, it's very caveman like, and it's like that's the kind of vibes I get from that. That he's gonna be not the controlled, refined He-Man, but a monstrous, almost bestial form of that has the power without the control. And that's why he looks like that instead of, having the typical He-Man armor and, being a little more well kept. um, it's a wild idea. It's a genuinely wild idea. And if that is where it goes, like, that's going to be pretty insane. But another big thing to note, we finally understand what the fuck was going on with Teela in Subternia. Like, I was questioning back at that point, it's like, okay, is she like some kind of destiny baby or something? No, we find out that she just has magical powers because her mother was the sorceress, and she was kind of linked to her mother through that paint, that magical war paint stuff, and now she has that power able to awaken in her as well. Like we saw it back then, and now we're seeing it again in this episode as guided by the spirit of her dying mother, who she doesn't even realize is her mother or the sorceress at that point. She is able to unlock her magic and use it to heal Adam. She has no fucking idea what she did, but she did it. And it's like, okay, this got a lot more interesting. So, Teela unlocking her magic is going to be a big part of this, I feel. Like, I definitely think that's kind of where it's heading. And I'm all for that. I'm very excited for that. So, now we just kind of have to see where it goes from here. We've unleashed Primal He-Man, and shit's about to go down with that. I don't know if he's going to be strong enough to take on Skeletor, or just, again, controlled enough to be able to, but we'll see. So yeah, we'll probably do 7 and 8 separately, and then we'll do 9 and 10 together. That's what I'm thinking for the rest of this series. And since this is the poll show, we'll do our poll after that, or we'll probably start the poll like before the 9 and 10 reaction, and then we'll maybe after the episode 8 reaction. And then during the 9 and 10 reaction, I can announce, the winner and everything. That's probably the best idea. But yeah. So this is the plan. This is what's going to be happening. Unless I decide to change things, which could always happen. It could very much happen. But in the meantime, tell me what you thought of this episode of Masters of the Universe Revelation down in the comments below. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.